Hello, hello, hello. How's everyone doing? Another week, another episode. This is Stats Over Politics. As always, I'm your host, Shaun alongside my guys, Kevin Dent, Jaevon Toddy. We're back for another episode, number 154. I'm officially back. I was not with the crew for the last episode. I was visiting family out of town. I appreciate the guys for holding it down for me. And Kevin Dent, how are we doing today?
Doing well, Shaun. I've been waiting for this moment. I got a T-shirt that I was just waiting to show you.
Hell yeah. I love it.
Everyone watches women's sports.
Yes.
I did not have this shirt on when I had to do the research. I was telling Toddy before the show I thought the Phoenix Suns were moving to Boston. Just a little sneak peek into what we're talking about. And then we load up, and I do the topic, and Toddy goes, "Is that a W topic?" I said, "You know what, brother? Jason Tatum goes down. I thought you guys had to rent out the stadium. Share a stadium. Times are hard. Everyone got to go. I get it. Take for AJ. I'm all for it. But I'm doing well, man. Can't complain. My father came into town this weekend, so we got to do a bunch of stuff. Got to eat some oysters. I threw some oysters on the grill, some salmon. It's a good day. It's Eagles football is back, so you know it's getting to that time. So I cannot complain on this end.
Hell yeah, Jaevon, how are we doing today?
Feeling good. Everything's on the up and up. Football
Prison T-shirt.
Prison. I'm comfortable in my own space, but I mean, everything's on the up and up. Football season's coming back. We're seeing all the preseason games. It's just another thing. It's just trickling down week by week, guys. Week by week. You know what that means? Hotline's back. When college starts. Hotline's time to make some money, guys.
Second weekend of college football, because I don't know if you guys know this. The kickoff is Soph's birthday. Toddy will not be watching any football. Second week, Hotline is back. And since we're talking about college football, we will be doing college football episodes as well. So we're going to have a big fall for the podcast. We're getting to that goal of 300 subs as soon as possible. So make sure you have the notifications on because we're going to be going live a lot.
Yeah, Kevin mentioned Soph's birthday on August 30th, which is literally opening kickoff way. I got a plan in mind for that day. It's okay. Everything's under control.
Bring your own deodorant. He said he's gonna throw a party at 8 a.m.
Oh my God. This guy.
Oh man. I look forward to hearing what that plan is because you're gonna have to finesse your way to watching those games and giving your lady the birthday that she deserves. So I wish you the best of luck. And Kevin, no need for the hate on the tank top from Toddy, man. This morning, I had a meeting with my coworkers at my new job. I now am a reporter for West Coast Preps. I am now covering the entire Sac Joaquin section. Went from covering 3 schools in Woodland, 2 schools in Tuolumne County, to now like 150 in the Sac Joaquin section. And I got to get started today, officially attending practices for schools I've yet to cover. I was out in Oakdale, I was in Escalon, and now I get to cover the best of the best. And so I'm so excited for that. Thank you to Chris Jackson and Gregory Moreland-Tunn for the opportunity. But the reason why I bring up that meeting this morning is because when I attended that Zoom meeting this morning, I had a similar tank top on, Toddy. So you're comfortable in your own home. It's not like you're indecent. And so I respect it, and that attire works for me as well. But Kevin doesn't.
Before we move on, you must have listened to the episode. You must have not watched last week because he came on with the 1-800-Xfinity. My name is Jaevon Toddy.
Oh, I saw it.
This is 2 weeks in a row.
I'm telling Marcellus.
We can't keep coming on here like this. People be watching this.
Oh my God.
Yeah, Toddy was like, "This is my cousin's."
Day from Friday.
Oh. That's pretty hilarious. But Kevin, I love the shirt. I'm glad that you now know about the Connecticut Sun, and that's a key difference too. Is it's the Connecticut Sun rather than Suns?
I thought you forgot to ask. I was like, Sun.
Yeah. And then soon to be the Boston Sun, and so maybe that'll persuade Toddy to give the W a longer look.
Got to get ready, man. Portland Fire about to win it all next season.
I like it.
Dude, coming to Portland. I'm getting a jersey.
Wow. You know, so we'll get to the WNBA at the end of today's podcast. But real quickly, while we're on the topic, I just wanted to give a shout out to my friend Matthew Pearson, who's also locked into the W like me. And we were messaging back and forth when this news came out. And he sent me something that I thought was pretty dope, where if they decide not to keep the Sun franchise name and they're moving to Boston, They could call them the Boston Charm. I like that. I like that a lot.
that.
Or since they're from Connecticut, going to Boston in Massachusetts, they could kind of follow up on the Patriots and be referred to as the New England somethings. Obviously, they're not going to be the somethings like the Washington football team, but they could either be the Boston Charm, the Boston Sun, or even the New England Sun. So I guess we'll have to wait and see, but we'll get to that later here on episode 144 of Stats Over Politics. Shaun Holgo alongside Kevin and Jaevon Toddy. Guys, let's not waste any more time. Let's get right into it as we kick things off with some NFL this week. And I know last week you guys talked about my guy, Scary Terry McLaurin from the Ohio State University. Kevin, I am saying this at a bad time, so I wanted to delay it a little bit as you took a sip of your beverage there. OH?
I-O.
Yes, sir. All right. So I know you guys talked about Terry last week because he's been waiting to get paid, and he hasn't. And so because of that, in the last week, Scary Terry McLaurin has formally requested a trade from the Washington Commanders. But that's not all in the NFC East because much to Kevin's joy, Micah Parsons, arguably the best player on the Dallas Cowboys, has also requested a trade. And he posted a novel in a notes app on X to explain why he felt that way. But ultimately, two of the best players, I'm not saying the best, like two top 10 players, Kevin, in the NFC East have requested a trade. And so as our resident Eagles fan, our NFC East expert, Kevin, what was your reaction when you saw each of these trade requests?
I think it might have been me once I put the Terry McLaurin number that he was asking for. And we kind of went through it last week on the numbers that he wanted, which is $33 million. Me and Ty talked about it last week that DK Metcalf really came in and fucked up the market. Because Terry's not looking at the market. He's looking at DK Metcalf. And if you look over the production, Terry McLaurin has 1,000 yards besides one season when he finished with 958, I believe. And he was catching footballs from me, you, and Ty. You know what I mean? Taylor Heineke, Kirk Cousins. He had a long, lengthy list of quarterbacks that he's been catching footballs from. And to have a guy like that with a new regime, I understand he's not the new regime's guy, but to have a rookie quarterback on a rookie deal, you're really not paying anybody besides Larry Tunsil and Marshawn Lattimore. You don't make a Larry Tunsil move and not re-sign your best receiver. There were 2 to 3 games last year where they won off of walk-off Terry touchdowns. Terry McLaurin had a big impact for Jaden McDaniels. And if you take him off, I know there's 2 guys on this podcast, especially Toddy, who says Skinny Debo. He's there. They got Luke McCaffrey, and they got some other rookies. But, I mean, they're not Terry McLaurin. And I get it. I'm also one of the big guys that once they hit the age of 30, you don't really want to pay them because they're only going to regress. But he's a guy who's been there through the trenches. He could have requested a trade in his prime, and he didn't. He stuck it out for them. So as a leadership locker room guy, I think they should pay him. I think that's what's going to happen because I don't think anywhere he goes, he's getting 33. And if he is getting 33, he's playing in Carolina. He's playing in New England. You know what I mean? So he's no longer winning. He went to an NFC championship for the first time in his career, and you would only think that he would want to build on that momentum with his quarterback. And like I said, on a rookie deal, there's no reason why they shouldn't do it. Now, there's Micah Parsons news. It dropped. I sent all the screenshots, and then I got an unrestricted number. And I answered it right away, walked down my office. It was Howie Roseman. So we're pitching, we're back and forth. He's letting me know what kind of trade packages we're going to hit. So Micah Parsons might be an Eagle. Toddy thinks he's out of the market. No way in hell he trades him. But is he going to risk him sitting out? They already got enough going on. And yes, I know Jerry Jones is infamous for paying his superstars late. Micah Parsons did not show up to training camp today. So this was the first day where he was a no-show. He was not a hold-up, but a hold-in. So it's interesting to see how this plays out. But inevitably, I told Toddy, whether he's an Eagle or he's out of the NFC East, I'm a winner. We don't got to see him no more, or he's going to be on our team. So either which way it works out, Micah Parsons, Terry McLaurin, go get the bag, my man. Go to the AFC. Go over there with Joe and Lamar Donald. Go over there with them. They need the help. So it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out. They paid Dak, I think, the morning of the first game or the night before the first game last year. So The spread did. I know Ty's saying the hotline's back. The spread did jump to 8.5 week 1 versus the Dallas Cowboys. So if they have no Micah Parsons out there, I mean, we're getting rumors that Kyron Williams ran up and down the field on them in their team scrimmage. So he's not Saquon Barkley. So the Dallas Cowboys better figure it out, or trading for George Pickens was a waste. And what a lot of people aren't forgetting, or they are forgetting, is that Micah Parsons and George Pickens have the same age yet. So that can go a long way.
It could go a long way. Jaevon, what was your reaction to Terry McLaurin and Micah Parsons? Run it back. I fucked that up. Jaevon, what was your reaction to Terry McLaurin and Micah Parsons each requesting a trade from the Dallas Cowboys and the Washington Commanders?
Well, my first initial reaction was Terry couldn't wait. He couldn't have did it a day earlier when me and Kev recorded the podcast.
Right? I hate when that happens.
And then as far as the Terry McLaurin thing, I think you saw him like on the sidelines. He's dapping up Jaden. He's giving a hug to Jaden Daniels' mom. Like, it doesn't seem like he's like, I need to get out of here, and this is like he's a cancer. He's not that. We all know Terry's character. He's been one of the. I don't know if you guys saw the Orlovsky thing, and he's basically been the bright spot for the Commanders.
The only bright spot.
He's been the only guy to get something positive about the Commanders besides JD last year. Everything before him, like before Jaden Daniels got there, it was like, this guy, Terry McLaurin, is a monster. Like, he's going to get 1,000 yards every single season, and he doesn't get hurt. So for him to want to raise, it kind of just makes sense. But at the same time, you're looking at it from a new regime. Adam Peters, who came from San Francisco 49ers, by the way, he didn't draft Terry, and the new ownership wasn't really a part of all of those bad years. So from a general front office standpoint, you're looking at it from, hey, we love you, Terry, but I'm not going to give you $40 million or $38 million. Let's find the middle ground. We want you here. Let's get you at a reasonable number. I think a reasonable number is 30. That seems like the number. Terry's asking reportedly for 34, 33-ish million dollars. That is what DK Metcalf got. And me and Kevin don't view DK as a top 5 wide receiver, although he is being paid because I think a team in the Steelers was desperate for something on the outside, and they're like, yeah, blank check, here you go. Just put whatever number you want on there. We got Aaron Rodgers coming. Don't worry about it. I think DK Metcalf is a really talented player. I don't think he's a top 5 wide receiver. Now, Terry's looking at like, well, DK got this. And look at my stats, X, Y, and Z, as he should. And his agent him and his agent are arguing the fact my numbers are better than DK Metcalf's. I should get more money than him. That should be what anybody's agent should do, based off what the market has presented itself. Now, we all realize that there are blips in the system when it comes to certain people's contracts. Like, I don't know, Deshaun Watson getting $250+ guaranteed $1 million and has been terrible and hasn't played. So there are things like that happen that will mess up the market from time to time, and the market will always reset itself. And there will be players like a Jamar Chase, like a CeeDee Lamb, like a Justin Jefferson that will get crazy amounts of money because they are the best at their position. Now, prior to this all happening, Courtland Sutton signed a $23-ish million deal. And Kevin was like, hey, look how much Courtland Sutton got. Why isn't Terry signed for that? I think that's a slap in the face of Terry. I don't think I wouldn't say Courtland Sutton's a bad player, but he's not really. He's a very, very good receiver, but he's not the upper echelon. He's very consistent, but he has shown signs of injury. Terry has not shown those signs of injury in the past. He's very production. Production is literally what Terry McLaurin brings to the table, and obviously, when you got a good quarterback, you saw that what he was able to do in the playoffs, what he was able to do in the regular season, it was just tenfold. So I just think Terry has to kind of come down a little bit on his number and let's be a little bit more realistic about what he's going to be getting. And then another thing we mentioned last week was Terry McLaurin has no All-Pros, and he doesn't have, I don't know, I think he only has like one Pro Bowl. So I think that does play into the fact. I'm not saying Terry's not, I think he's one of the top receivers in the league, but it gets a little murky when it comes to the money. Now, for the Micah Parsons side of things, as far as Micah requesting a trade, I think this is a little bit more realer than a lot of people are thinking. Jerry and Micah, I guess it was reported that they had a handshake deal in OTAs, and Jerry, this is not 1960 whatever, 1970. I don't know what he think this is. Michael was like, all right, cool. I guess they were talking about when Deion signed with Deion Sanders, when he signed after the Niners won the Super Bowl, he went to the Cowboys. That was like a handshake deal for like $13 million. I can only imagine what that $13 million was for Deion Sanders back then. Probably would have been like $30 million now. I guess he did the same thing with Tony Romo. He said that he bought the Cowboys off a handshake deal, and I'm just like, well, what type of fucking like rinky-dink ass, like what?
Gotta get everything in writing nowadays.
Yeah, so it's just like Micah did the right thing. Hey, we talked about this number. Let me get my agent, who I'm paying to orchestrate this deal for me, as anybody should. Iron out all the details, make sure this and that. And Jerry's like, well, we agreed to this and blah, 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 blah. And I wonder how, I don't know what the number is, but it should, me and Kevin talk all the time, obviously. The number should be I think it's in the realm of a Micah or of a TJ Watt, of a Myles Garrett, which is, I think Micah is like right below those guys. He's younger, obviously, so the potential for him to be better than those guys is, the sky's the limit for Micah Parsons, obviously. But right now, he's just right below. I think he's like right below those guys. So he should get something similar, maybe a little bit less, but I think Micah's asking for top dollar. But when you look at who the Cowboys are paying, they're already giving CD 30 plus. Dak got 60. So Trayvon's got $100 million contract, and he's hurt. And Micah probably wants 40. So Jerry's kind of looking at it like, hey, I'm paying. He already said it in one of the press conferences, that one of the interviews that he did. I paid Dak, and he only played 7 games for us. Or I paid CD this and blah, 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 blah. So I see both sides of it. It's going to be tough because Micah is going to ask for an astronomical amount of money. And
As he should.
As he should, yes. But I don't know if the Cowboys can pay what he's asking. So I definitely see Micah Parsons willing to sit games out. Like, just trade me. Like, I see that. Like, from the Terry McLaurin, I think it's night and day from the trade requests. As far as what's going on, I feel like the Commanders are going to end up coming to a solution. Whereas the Cowboys and Micah Parsons, I don't think there's been any movement since him and Micah shook hands in that alleyway or wherever they were at when they struck this deal. So he's definitely not going to the Eagles. I will tell you that, Kevin. I'm just letting you know that right now. Jerry ain't he may be an idiot, but he's not stupid. He's not. So Kevin's going to say, well, we can offer him the best. We can just go here. You know what? You saw what Saquon did when they just let him walk. The Giants let him walk, and he was just 2,000 yards and a Super Bowl ring. Joe Shea was sick to his stomach. Now we're just going to willingly do a deal with the devil? Hell no, Jerry.
I mean,
that happen.
When you get 2 good guys and 2 picks, why not?
Because then you have to watch him twice a year. That's why.
Would have to freeze over before Jerry Jones.
You think Jerry Jones give a fuck? Jerry Jones is out in 2-3 years.
Jerry Jones would rather.
Eagles fans that say things like this. Literally,
Okay, Shaun. So before you get all mad at me, 20 seconds later, he sends me a fucking gift talking about Niners get traded for Micah Parsons. So as crazy as I am,
You too.
he's right there with me. He's not mentioning that right now, so it's only Eagles fans. You going down with the ship too. You
all right,
just
well,
point me out.
Context matters, so thank you for revealing that.
I'm about to blow a gasket.
Well, okay, but what the thing that I was about to say is that Jerry would rather see Micah sit out for 2 to 3 years, go to the XFL, go to the CFL, whatever. He'd rather see him just completely sit out than become a Philadelphia Eagle. Oh. Jerry Jones would rather die before seeing him become a Philadelphia Eagle. And it would take Jerry Jones dying for Micah Parsons under team control to become a Philadelphia Eagle. It would have to take Stephen Jones to be the one to bite the bullet and say, hey, the Eagles can give us the best package. It's going to hurt, but this will help us better in the future. And so, I was about to, okay.
I saw it in your face while I throw that in there, just.
Yeah, but if you guys look at it from like where would he get traded to? He's probably going to get traded to like a bad team. That's not good. That's where like Dallas is a bad team, but they're like, we think we can be this type of team, but they're not the Jags.
It's their year every year, Jaevon.
They're not the Titans. They're not that.
They're not the Niners.
Okay, it was a low blow. We're just in the NFC Championship game, but
I mean,
where
1 year
actually would go. It's not like it would realistically probably be an AFC team that's not good, that has a lot of cap space that can absorb his contract. That's kind of where. So it's like you want to get paid by the Jaguars.
Money's green, Toddy.
Eric Armstead did.
Not a lot of people request trades from the Cowboys. It's more like I want to go to Dallas or get drafted to Dallas versus I need to get out of here. So, yeah, Kevin's right. He does have a point there. Money is green.
Well, context certainly matters. And, Kevin, I'm glad that you mentioned the other part of that conversation that Toddy was not revealing, because that saves us some time. Because I was just about to ask Jaevon, all right, Kevin thinks that Micah Parsons is going to be an Eagle. Jaevon, what do you think is a realistic landing spot? And now we just saved ourselves some time just to cut out that bias. And so I do think what Jaevon just said, though, is a good point just in terms of the realistic options. Is it's a bad team. I mean, Kevin, you sent that one trade proposal in the group chat of who says no, and it was created by a Boston fan. And in that trade, wasn't Terry McLaurin and Micah Parsons going to the Patriots? And my response was just, of course that came from a Boston fan. Only a Boston fan would make that trade or trade proposal. And so the last thing that I'll say to close out this topic before we move on to another wide receiver, actually several wide receivers are coming up next, but what I'll close with is that I love Terry McLaurin. I think he deserves to get paid. I think he deserves to get paid a little bit more than what Jaevon is saying. I think around the 33, 34 range, not 38, 39, but he deserves to get paid $33, $34 million annually. And all of that is said, but wide receivers, unfortunately for Terry, are more so a dime a dozen in terms of, like right now, the 49ers have arguably the worst wide receiver core in the NFL, as Kevin has been telling us for months. But the 49ers have a little bit of optimism because they drafted Ricky Pearsall in the first round last year before he got shot. They drafted other rookie wide receivers that are going to be starting their careers this year. And so the point is Kevin takes a nap, is that the 49ers have optimism because they spent draft picks to try to find that replacement. It's a lot harder to find that replacement through the draft for an elite defensive end than it is for a wide receiver. And so that works against Terry McLaurin. Like when we're just talking about these two players by themselves, Micah could sit out and he will get what he wants eventually. He may have to pull a Le'Veon Bell, but he can get his money eventually. Terry, on the other hand, might get paid, but he gets traded to a crappy team to do so. And it's like his leverage is less. And so I think both of these guys deserve to get paid, but it'll probably end up working out better long-term for Micah Parsons, just because there's not as many Micah Parsons or potential Micah Parsons out there in this world. but there are plenty of elite wide receivers who are coming up throughout the high school, college ranks, and even some in the NFL today that haven't gotten that opportunity to really flourish. And a team like the 49ers could give some of those players an opportunity. I don't know if it's necessarily Chosen Anderson, who we're going to get to in a bit, but the point being is that it's a lot easier to replace an elite wide receiver as great as Terry is than it is to replace an elite defensive end like Micah Parsons. And so it'll be interesting. We will continue to follow both of these stories as they develop, and you can count on us to talk about it here on Stats Over Politics as we continue here on episode 154. Shaun Holko alongside Jaevon Toddy and Kevin Dent. Guys, we're going to continue with the NFL, and we're going to get to the Chargers, because the Los Angeles Chargers, led by Jim Harbaugh, who's got it better than us, apparently a lot of people right now. And that is the sentiment coming from Chargers fans, because we see on our Instagram live comments as 1 in a million says, Chargers season over, see you guys in 2026. And that's following the news of Keenan Allen returning to the Chargers after being traded to the Chicago Bears and playing 1 year with Caleb Williams, and it ultimately didn't work out. But now we see Keenan Allen returning to the Chargers, 1 in a million, saying on Instagram, Chargers season is over, see you guys in 2026. And so, Toddy, I'm going to toss it to you first. Is this a good or bad move for Los Angeles that Keenan Allen is a Charger once again?
I think it's a good move. Me and Juan, we go back and forth. He's a big Chargers fan. He's talking about, obviously, Rashawn Slater going down, I think, with the Peloton.
Yes. The news of the day. Thank you, Jaevon.
Peloton. I think he went down with a Peloton. I don't know how to pronounce it, whatever it is. Somebody can help me out. But he's season-ending surgery.
Patellar tendon.
Patellar tendon. There we go. He went down after he just signed a big contract a couple of weeks ago, actually. But he was telling me about, Keenan Allen coming back. I actually really like this receiving core that the Chargers have. Kevin is wide-eyed because he does not know ball. They do have a lot of young receivers. 2 rookie receivers I'm really interested in. Obviously, they have Ladd McConkey coming back, who had a monster year for them. Keenan Allen, who's going to be a vet, probably be close to 1,000 yards. Trey Harris, Ole Miss receiver, battled injuries throughout college, is a dog when healthy. And a guy in Keandre Lambert-Smith, KLS, as he's been going by in camp, from Auburn, transferred from Penn State, went to Auburn, caught a touchdown pass in the Hall of Fame game from Trey Lance. He's going to be a guy that I think is going to make noise for them. So I like their receiving core going into it. They do have Omarion Hampton, the rookie running back out of North Carolina, was viewed as one of the top backs. Obviously, they had Shaun. Shaun was coming out. Travion Henderson, the Ohio State boys. Those 2 guys were going to get drafted regardless wherever they went. They were going to ball. But Omarion Hampton was that guy that was always in the mix, who I think is going to make some noise for them. I was looking at getting first-team reps. And obviously, they have Najee Harris, but I don't know what his severity is. He's had like an eye injury that happened during the 4th of July, so he's kind of up in the air. But I like the Chargers team coming back. Obviously, Herbert, he didn't really have a good showing in that playoff game a couple months back. He's been a guy that has been had to carry the offense because they lacked weapons. But I think Jim Harbaugh, another year, building through the O-line, building through the draft, being able to get young receivers around him. I think their defense is going to be pretty good next year. Keenan Allen is just going to be icing on the cake for Justin Herbert. They're no strangers to each other, and I think the Chargers are going to be pretty good this year. But I do think what Juan was talking about, season's already over because Rashawn Slater, their star tackle, is already out in training camp. So I still think they'll be a viable team. Obviously, Rashawn Slater was a big part of their O-line. But I think Harbaugh is going to be able to find a way to build around him and they'll still be able to win games this year.
Kevin, what is your reaction to Keenan Allen returning to the Chargers? And obviously, as Jaevon mentioned, the news of today is that Shaun Slater has a torn patellar tendon, and so that is a big loss for the Chargers, as Juan indicates. But overall, Kevin, is this a good move for Keenan Allen and the Chargers to reunite?
This reminds me of when Dwayne Wade left the Heat and came back 2 seasons later. This is a guy who should have never left the Chargers. I get it. Mike Williams goes down, but Keenan Allen should have retired a Charger. He should have only played in that jersey and the San Diego Chargers jersey. We talked about Terry McLaurin and his loyalty to that franchise through the bad days. Keenan Allen was also loyal through the dog days. So I think this will be cool, I guess. Toddy mentioned the dude from Ole Miss and the other dude from Auburn. Shaun, how many NFL catches have you caught in your career?
A total of 0.
Toddy, how many touches have you caught in your NFL career? The same as them, right?
Yeah.
All right. 3 podcasters have the same stats as them. So let's cool down on the Trey Harris hype. He was good. There's a lot of guys that are good on Saturdays and not Sundays. You mentioned one of them, Trey Lance. So
hey, he looked elite in that Hall of Fame game.
Sure he did. I caught the highlights. I don't think anyone watched it live. But,
I had it on in the background, but I was not watching attentively. But he did play all throughout the first half into the second half.
Go Trey Lance. Not 1, not 2, but 3 first-round picks to start Mr. Irrelevant. Goddamn. Woo!
We like to think forward on this podcast, Kevin. We don't like to dwell on the past.
Hey, Mr. Irrelevant saved our ass. Thank you, God, for Brock Purdy.
What has he really done? But that's another topic for another day.
Another day.
Hasn't done anything.
But congratulations. You guys got another washed-up receiver to play along Quentin Johnson and Laz McConkey.
Oh, yeah. Forgot about Quentin Johnson.
Yeah. There's a reason why you didn't mention him. He got more stats than the other guys. But, hey, that's all good. No Chargers still, I guess.
Yeah, and so now, speaking about washed receivers, that gives us the perfect transition into our next topic, which is that the 49ers have chosen their next wide receiver, a.k.a. Chosen Anderson, formerly known as Robbie Anderson, and then Robbie Chosen, and now he's Chosen Anderson. I don't even know. Like, I joked in our group chat. I was like, Chosen the Savior, just like I joked about St. Brown, Equanimous St. Brown being the savior for the 49ers. And he got cut. So I guess we got our new savior. So, Toddy, I don't really have much to say about this one, but because we do base this podcast mostly out of Northern California, this is a relevant topic, especially given how bad or down bad the 49ers are right now in their wide receiver room. And so as a fan, just what's your reaction to this news of Chosen Anderson becoming a 49er?
I don't know. We signed Eli Apple, and before I could tie my shoe, he got cut. We signed Chosen Anderson. I don't know. Maybe we're just trying to get a look in practice, but I don't really see him being or making the team. I think our wide receiver depth is kind of just Demarcus Robinson. He's probably going to get suspended. Jacob Cowling is hurt. Brandon Ayuk is obviously hurt. Ricky Pearsall been hooping in practice. Hoop today. Kevin is for audio listeners is giving us the thumbs down. We'll see. I think Rick is going to be all right. He's the worst number 1, quote unquote. But hey, I think our wide receiver room is just kind of shot right now. Like Kyle Shaun was talking about Russell Gage today. That doesn't excite me. But Jordan Watkins. He's been out there balling in practice. So we're got nowhere to turn here. So we're kind of just like, hey, we'll bring you in and we'll see what it looks like. But as far as week 1 goes, who's going to be our starting wide receivers? I have no idea. I feel like that's like the main thing for our whole entire team is who's catching passes from Brock Purdy, not named George Kittle, Christian McCaffrey, and really those 2 guys.
Well, Kevin, I am personally dead inside that this isn't even a topic that's relevant enough to talk about with the 49ers. But given all the discourse and shade that you've been throwing at the 49ers throughout this offseason, given what the state of their wide receiver room looks like, now is probably your chance to just dance on their grave a little bit more. But just what was your reaction to the 49ers choosing Anderson?
I am extremely disrespected by the air quotes, Toddy. So I'm gonna need you to unmute me because we're gonna give the people what they want. And I'm sorry Mako has to hear this. Toddy, I'm gonna go through all 32 teams in the NFL, and let's find out if Ricky Pearsall is the worst wide receiver one in the NFL.
Oh God, we're really
is he better than Khalil Shakir?
Who?
Khalil Shakir from the Buffalo Bills.
Yes.
Give me Ricky Pearsall.
All right, so there you go. He's not the worst. We don't have to go through the rest of the list. We're done. That was easy.
Okay, I forgot we were on politics over stats. My bad.
Look at Mako smile. Even he knows that Ricky's better than.
Is he better than Tyreek Hill?
No.
Is he better than Stephon Diggs?
No. Maybe. It depends.
You can't say maybe and then say he's better than Khalil Shakir.
Okay, I was just going to make a joke, but it's okay. We can keep it going. I was just going to say maybe. It depends on if Stephon Diggs is actually at the game or if he's at the strip club. It depends, but go ahead.
Is he better than Garrett Wilson?
No.
Zay Flowers?
No.
Jamar Chase?
No.
No. Hell
Jerry
no.
Judy?
No.
DK Metcalf?
No.
Nico Collins?
No.
Michael Pittman?
Yes.
Brian BTJ?
Brian Thomas?
Mm-hmm.
No. Not very much.
Calvin Ridley?
No.
Cortland Sutton?
He played like 6 games.
Is he better than Cortland Sutton?
No.
Is he better than Rashee Rice?
No.
Is he better than Jacoby Myers?
Yes.
He could be better than Jacoby Myers.
Is he today?
Yes.
Sure.
Is he better than Lamb McConkey?
No.
Is he better than CeeDee Lamb?
No.
Hell no.
Malik Neighbors?
No.
AJ Brown?
No.
Terry McLaurin?
Jaevon, we should have just said yes.
We get it. Kevin,
DJ Moore?
Let him play.
Amon Ra? Any other Packers receivers? Justin Jefferson? Drake London? The rookie from the Panthers from Arizona? He ain't better than him.
Because you can't even name his name.
I'm not going to butcher it.
McMillan? You talking about McMillan?
No, for the Panthers from Arizona.
Wasn't that McMillan?
Is that his last name? His last name McMillan?
I don't know.
Teterow McMillan.
Oh, yeah, McMillan. Is he better than – he's not better than Mike Evans. He's not better than Marvin Harrison. He's not better than Puka Nacua. And he's not better than JSN. So the only 2 names that you guys had hope in
3
is Jacoby Myers and Khalil Shakir.
And Michael Pittman.
We just gotta wait and see, Kev.
Wait and see? We saw him.
Hey.
He didn't get shot for all 17 games. You guys forget he came back.
Kevin Dent, put some respect on our 29th ranked wide receiver 1.
He's got to have film.
You know what?
Let's
make a bet. I bet you Khalil Shakir has more yards than Ricky Pearsall.
Ooh.
But I don't want your money.
Shakir. Is he even the number 1 receiver?
Yes.
Is he?
Keon Coleman. I'm pretty sure Khalil Shakir is the number 1.
Yeah, it's Shakir.
Is it?
Yes.
Okay, so what are the terms of this bet? Because he just said that he doesn't want your money.
I don't want your money. Loser got to cut his hair.
Oh.
I want your hair. I want you to put locks in a Ziploc bag and send it to my house.
No.
No. Thought you believed in Ricky.
I do, but I'm not cutting my hair.
Fun. Well, Kevin, I'll make that bet with you.
Terms.
Kevin, I'll make that bet with you. I'll cut my hair. That's okay.
No, I want his hair.
When I had the super long hair when I grew my hair out for 2 years until I cut it at the beginning of this year, I had like a ponytail that was maybe like that long when I put it up. And my mom actually suggested, she was like, you should have them chop it off and put it in a box and save it. So anytime that you think about growing your hair back out, you look at that and you think, do I want to do this again? And it's actually worked out pretty well. And so, all right, Chosen Anderson, he's a 49er. He probably won't be by next week with the way that things are going.
Segment.
Yeah, it turned into a Ricky Pearsall segment. So to continue the discourse when it comes to the 49ers wide receiver room, I just ask you simply, Jaevon, will the 49ers pay Jauan Jennings?
I mean, pay him 13-ish, 12. Sure, why not? $20 million. I don't know about all that. I think Jauan, well, right now he's injured, as most of our wide receiver room is. So, I mean, I think when it comes to Jauan Jennings, we love him. Love him as a player. He was a 7th round pick. What he was able to do for us last year was obviously crazy. He was a great fantasy waiver wire pickup for a couple of weeks. But I do think when it comes to Jauan Jennings, the number is closer to like 13-ish. Shaun wanted to give him like 10.
You convinced me. I'll give him 12 or 13.
A little bit more to that. But I think the number has to be like $13 million for him to come back on a reasonable deal. Or this will just be, I mean, we just extended him. So, I mean, like, but his extension was like not what he was hoping for. Yeah. So,
well, he had a career year and he's trying to capitalize on that. And I don't blame him.
Absolutely. So, I think I'd love him to come back for 13. But I think he's hurt, so I think that's kind of factoring into the holdup of his actual contract, of his deal. So, yeah, come back, Jauan. Come back for that 13. We got you. We got a spot for you.
Kevin, given all the discourse about the 49ers wide receiver room, again, do you think that the 49ers will actually pay Jauan Jennings, who you like to refer to affectionately as Juan Jennings?
Give my man 19 to 20 mil. He deserves it. Wide receiver 1. Cortland Sutton got 27. You can give Jauan 20. That's all I got to say on it. Pay the man his money.
Fair enough. All right. Now, Kevin, it's time to move on to one of our favorite segments, if you could.
It's been a while. We have a fact or cap, ladies and gentlemen. It's been a while. We're doing a lot of this or that, a lot of Shaun's Pop Quiz. We're going back to one of the OG segments of the podcast. So we have 2 Niner fans on. We just talked about 2 Niner subjects. I think it's only right. And Shaun, I'm going to swing it to you first. Fact or cap? The Los Angeles Rams will win the NFC West for the 2nd year in a row.
This is a cap because the San Francisco 49ers will be reclaiming their throne atop the NFC West, as Mako agrees with me, because this is the 49ers division. They had a bit of an off year due to injuries, just like they did back in 2020, and now it's time for them to reclaim their throne. This is cap because the 49ers will be the NFC West champions in 2025.
All right, Toddy. We got one fact. We got one cap. I'm going to swing it to you next. Fact or cap? The Los Angeles Rams will win the NFC West for the 2nd year in a row.
I think this is a cap as well. I think the Niners' schedule is just way too easy. The Rams' schedule is tough, and the health of Matthew Stafford is kind of up in the air right now. Reports came out about him saying that he got an epidural in his back, and that's not good. I know. That's not a good thing for a guy that you just signed to a $100 million extension. So given the Niners schedule, the health that they have coming back, I do understand they have a young team, but Vegas has us as like 10.5 wins. Like, that's a lot. And the juice is to the over. But Kevin said they don't play the games in Vegas. They play them on the field. So
let's try with that chin back.
So I think that this is a fact, or this is a cap for sure. I think the Niners will end up winning the NFC West.
Fact or cap? The Los Angeles Rams will win the NFC West for a 2nd year in a row. I'm going to say this is a fact. Shaun, as a Niner fan, what can you tell me without a debate the Niners do better than the Rams?
They have a better tight end. They have a better running back. They have, going into this season, they will have a better quarterback. They have a better defense. They have a I was about to say they have a better coach, but McVay's actually won a Super Bowl, so I can't say that without having bias shining all over. So yeah, tight end, running back, quarterback, defense.
I mean, 2 players compared to a NFC Championship defense. Is Fred Warner and Nick Bosa just that much better than everybody else?
Yes.
Who are your guys' corners again?
You've got Demo. He really emerged last year, and he got paid because of it. But the thing about Fred Warner and Nick Bosa is that when you have 2 guys who are at the top of their position across the whole league, not just the division, that matters. And so, yeah, I think they're better overall. You're muted right now, Kevin.
The way I look at it is this Rams team is young. Yes, they don't have the experience that the Niners do. But the quarterback play, I'm going to go with the Rams. Wide receiver room, I'm going to go with the Rams. And as far as health goes, it's not crazy to say Kyren Williams is the better running back. We don't know what CMC version we're going to get. So kind of going off of, 2 Achilles injuries, he had to get some surgery done. He came back and got hurt again. What is CMC? Yes, I get it. He was offensive player of the year 2 years ago. Yes, went to the Super Bowl years ago. But what is he today? August 7th. Kyren Williams just got paid as a top 10 running back in the NFL. Can we even sit here with a straight face and say CMC still a top 5 running back? So now He's in the 5 to 10 or 6 to 10, and so is Kyren Williams. Matthew Stafford took this team to the NFC Championship. This team adds Devontae Adams, Puka Nacua. This wide receiver room is one of the top duos in the NFL. What do we see? I would put my money on the Los Angeles Rams winning the division for a second year in a row. They beat you guys twice last year. I get it. You guys were hurt. Matthew Stafford is a baller. They don't bring in a guy like Devontae Adams to not win the division. And I get it. Toddy said that you guys have an easy schedule. That schedule means absolutely nothing when it comes to the division, because if they beat you guys, if they win more division games than you guys do, we saw with the Vikings and the Lions last year. Vikings had a better record, but they had the worst conference or division record, so they had to play on the road versus at home. It only matters about those 6 games. No one really go Cards. No one's really looking at the Cardinals, and no one's really looking at the who is the 4th team?
Seahawks.
Oh yeah, no one's looking at Sam Darnold. With these 2
we
names,
can agree on that.
I like Kyren Williams said, we're big bro now. They went in there and got you guys twice. I think you guys split this year, but I'm definitely going to take the Los Angeles Rams to win this division.
Well, over the last couple seasons, this division has belonged to the 49ers and the Rams because, last year the 49ers just had a dreadful season. I would attribute a lot of it to the injuries. But then you look back to 2023 when the 49ers not only made it to the Super Bowl, but they also won the division. But you look at the division records from 2023, the 49ers and Rams each went 5-1. They split with each other. And then you had Seattle at 2-4, the Cardinals at 0-6. And then you even circle back to 2022, another season that the 49ers won the division. In 2022, the 49ers were 6-0 in the division. So over a 2-year span, the 49ers were 11-1 in their own division. And then you have an injury-riddled season, and the 49ers go 1-5 in their division. It was dreadful last year. All things combined, it was dreadful last year. I feel better going into this season in hindsight because of 2020. Like last year, thinking about 2020 just made me miserable because the 2024 season was like deja vu to 2020 all over again. But I look back to 2021, and the 49ers had a good season in 2021. If I remember correctly off the top of my head, they made it to the NFC Championship game where they lost to the Rams. But at that point, the 49ers were on an 8-game winning streak against the Rams overall, and then they lost that playoff game because Jaquiski Tartt dropped an interception. And so it's easy to say that the Rams could repeat atop the division, but recent history has shown that this is the 49ers division over the last 5, 10 years, even 15 years, dating back to when Jim Harbaugh took over. And it's an anomaly when the 49ers don't win the division. It's not necessarily like the NFC East where a different team has won the division every single year for 20 years. The 49ers have owned this division for the last 15 years. Last year was an anomaly, so I think that this is cap.
Yeah, but those Rams teams weren't as good as this Rams team. You have to admit that.
Yeah, for sure. And that's why like the 49ers had that winning streak against the Rams where Sean McVay could never beat his predecessor in Kyle Shanahan. And when I say predecessor, obviously Kyle Shanahan didn't coach the Rams, but you get the point that they were together with the Commanders and McVay was lower on the totem pole. But I think we can all agree that this division will be won by the 49ers or
Not
the
all.
Rams.
Just you two.
49. Well, I meant I said it a little. I had a dramatic pause there. My thought process was 49ers or Rams. We can agree that the 49ers or Rams will win the division.
Without
and I mean Seattle, they were solid last year, but I'm just like you. As much as I love the guy, I'm not that much of a believer in Sam Darnold, and so we'll just have to wait and see when it comes to how the Seattle Seahawks look this year with Sam Darnold running the show. As now we will continue here on episode 154 of Stats Over Politics. Shaun Holko alongside Kevin Dent, Jaevon, and Mako Toddy. Guys, now we are going to transition from the NFL to some basketball. We're going to start out with the NBA. We're going to close things out with some WNBA. So let's get to a couple of extensions because 2 All-Stars recently got paid, and we'll start things off with the Lakers signing Luka Doncic to a 3-year, $165 million extension. And the significance of this, and I hope that I remember this correctly, but he signed this extension 6 months to the day that he was traded to the Lakers from the Mavericks. And it's still hard to believe that that trade actually happened. And the other thing that I want to say about this before I get each of your thoughts on this contract extension is that I saw a tweet recently on X where it said, like, imagine if in the NBA, when a player got traded, there is no breaking news about it or any type of, it was, man. And it was like, imagine if it's like the WWE where they just come out of the tunnel, you hit their theme music, and then this tweet showed the gif of Stephen A. Smith and Michael Wilbon when I believe it was in the NBA Finals a couple years ago, where they were just absolutely shocked. And it's like, that's what the Laker fan reactions would be. Still hard to believe that trade happened. And I really don't like thinking about conspiracy theories and like collusion and all these things. But still, looking at it now, Luka Doncic got traded to a big market, to the Lakers, to Kobe's home, where we know how Kobe felt about Luka. Luka gets traded to the Lakers, and then the Mavericks end up getting the first overall pick with like a 1.3% chance of doing so, and they get Cooper Flagg to replace Luka. Kind of just like when LeBron went to Miami, then Cleveland gets the first pick and they get Kyrie Irving. It's just a pattern that it's hard to ignore. But regardless, the Lakers signed Luka to an extension. He is staking his claim in Los Angeles that this is his team now. And Kevin, as the LeBron stan on this podcast, you probably noticed that half of Luka's teammates came to the press conference to celebrate his contract extension, but there was one significant person missing, and that was LeBron Raymond James. So, Kevin, what's your reaction to Luka signing this contract extension with the Lakers, and does this mean the end of LeBron James as the Los Angeles Laker?
I'm really happy they got this done. Going into this next year, it would have been all about, is Luka going to resign? What's Luka's summer look like? So for them to get this done now goes a long way. So I'm happy that they were able to get this done. The Lakers had a really good offseason. I know a lot of people are going to say they didn't, but signing former number one overall draft pick in DeAndre Ayton, and then Jake Larva. He was a solid guy for the Kings. He was more known for his time in the Grizzlies. But the Los Angeles Lakers are making traction for this to move on from LeBron James. I think from here on out in LeBron's career, it will be a 1-year deal. So let's say they go out there and win a championship. I definitely don't think they move off of LeBron James. I think they bring him back. But as far as him not being there, it's kind of whatever. I mean, I there were rumors that Brian Windhorst came out and said he FaceTimed him live at the press conference. So it's not like he's all anti-Luka, fuck Luka, A, B, C, and D. He was just on his podcast, so I know he's a very big fan of Luka's game. I know there was a Team Kobe where everyone was going to wear the Kobe's. He wanted him to be the first person on Team LeBron. So the relationship between LeBron and Luka is never going to be salted. Like Luka said multiple times that LeBron James is his favorite player. So I do not see anything wrong with him not being there. But the Lakers are making decisions that are best for them. And if that means moving off of LeBron James or putting him on this kind of one year wonder, kind of going from there, I'm not mad at it. He is 41 years old in year 23. You don't really see that a lot. So for LeBron James to still be playing at a second team All NBA, he came fifth in NBA voting. So I would just say that I think they're going to put him on a 1-to-1 year deal from here on out, and kind of focus things around Luka, and kind of see where that goes.
Well, I appreciate you saying that because that is the reality of the situation now. And so, Jaevon, what's your reaction to the Lakers signing Luka to this extension? And was it a good move for Luka to lock himself up in Los Angeles?
I think LA is just a natural place where all free agents kind of want to go to. There are also lingering drip drop rumors that, Jokic didn't sign the extension. Luka just signed a 3-year extension for $165. Does this mean that Jokic is going to LA? I think that's kind of a stretch, but I do think in the future, people are going to want to come to LA. And by the way, Luka Doncic is there. It's kind of already set up for him to be the man there once LeBron kind of departs. And we've seen when Luka, when healthy, the last time he was healthy for full season, they went to the finals. And obviously they got bounced in 5 games by the Boston Celtics. I do think when we obviously understand the Luka transformation, the magazine cover, him only losing about 30 pounds. And I think that when he is, locked in shape, Luka is obviously one of the best players in the NBA. And a lot of people before last season had Luka ahead of Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. It was Nikola Jokic, Luka, Shai. Obviously, everything that happened, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander won MVP, had a crazy year. They won a championship. But a lot of people before the season started thought Luka was the better player. And I think we can all recognize that he's one of the best players in the world. And when I think this offseason, as the Lakers kind of, they kind of were getting what they could get. It's not like a lot was available for them. And I think that getting a DeAndre Ayton was like, hey, we got DeAndre Ayton, but it's like we had Jackson Hayes. So it's like we got to work what we can get. And obviously Dalton Connect is a guy who has been in trade rumors throughout the offseason. They traded him to the Hornets. But, Mark Williams wasn't a guy that they can go out and go get. So obviously due to a failed physical. So I just think that when it comes to the Lakers as a team currently constructed this year, I don't know how good they'll be, but I think when the future kind of presents itself, it's going to come down to Luka's our focal point, our piece that we're going to build a championship team around. And Nico Harrison has proven that it's possible to build a championship contending team around Luka Doncic. Now, Luka is a lot lighter and probably a little bit more healthier than he has been in years past. So we'll see what this Luka is going to be. Because if this like rookie, like bubble Luka, or like we get one of that type of Luka coming up this NBA season, I think the Lakers can be one of the best teams in the league. And it just depends on the health of LeBron James and obviously Luka Doncic. So I think this was already going to happen. I don't think it's really news to anybody that Luka would leave LA after being traded there. So I think the Lakers are Is it Luka's team yet, Kev, or is it still LeBron James' team? Or I don't know.
It's Luka's team.
It's
Watch your mouth.
Yeah. Doesn't
I mean,
matter how old he is.
Luka ain't brought no championship to that team.
He has a cane and gray hair in his head, and he's still wearing that 23 jersey. It's LeBron's team.
Man, bro, it's LeBron's team without a doubt.
All LeBron fans are going to say that.
I don't know. I
All
think
NBA fans are saying that. I mean,
I don't know. I'm an NBA fan, and I think this extension
year
solidified
22,
Luka's team.
40 years old, top 5 NBA MVP list, second team All NBA. I mean,
this is Luka's team. It's Luka's team now.
What makes you say
I
that?
think LeBron
they extended him.
LeBron wants him to. LeBron has always wanted like a teammate to like, hey, like you, please help me. Like,
yeah, see,
you take
please
all the
help
shots.
me.
You go.
I don't help you. You help me.
Yeah, but like
He's
we all
40,
thought,
Kevin.
Exactly.
We
He's still saying, "Get on my back."
but we also thought that Anthony Davis was going to be that guy that he passed the torch to, and like that bubble championship when Anthony Davis was the one who carried them through the Western Conference Finals past the Denver Nuggets. We thought that was the passing of the torch moment, but it wasn't. And so, like, and Kevin, I saw your eyes get big. Anthony Davis was the guy in that Western
one
Conference
shot.
In that Western, look at the
numbers
stats.
don't say that.
Really? I maybe my memory is wrong from 5 years later, but and I know you'll take the time to look at the stats. But I remember Anthony Davis. Yeah, damn right. Gotta defend LeBron at all costs. But I thought that title run was ultimately the passing of the torch, where LeBron was saying, "You're going to be the next Lakers great," and then Anthony Davis got traded for Luka Doncic, and like, understandably so, Anthony Davis should have been traded for Luka Doncic as a key piece, because if you'd rather have Luka Doncic or Anthony Davis, I'm taking Luka Doncic. But Kevin, to put it simply, I feel like this extension officially makes it Luka's team, because will LeBron be here in 3 years on the Lakers when this extension is over? We know he's coming back for one more year. And if I remember correctly, did Luka have 1 year left that they've now extended upon 3 more years? And so the question is, will LeBron be on the team in 3 years when Luka's going into the final year of this extension? Luka will get paid and Luka will be eligible for the super duper max in 2028. But will LeBron even be on the Lakers when Luka's eligible to get that money? He may not. LeBron may not even be in the NBA anymore because he'll be like 45 years old. And so that's why I believe that this contract extension solidifies the Lakers as Luka's team now. And LeBron just has to respect that, because he's arguably the greatest of all time, but he can't play forever because Father Time is undefeated. And so this contract extension, in my opinion, solidifies that the Los Angeles Lakers are Luka Doncic's team.
And I agree with you. You know, in the tail end of the contract, tomorrow, August 8th, today, August 7th, it's LeBron James' team. They're not making moves for the future. They're making moves for the now.
Yeah.
You guys can call me crazy. He will never play with a guy as good as LeBron James is at 40 years old.
I mean, that's not a crazy statement considering that LeBron's one of the all-time greats, period. Like,
I mean, let's LeBron James is still that dude. We can bring up the age, we can bring up the 1 year deal, we can bring up the Luka extension. Yes, LeBron's not going to get another 3 year extension because of the age. But when it comes down to it, who's bringing all these guys in? We've called him the GM forever. He's the one orchestrating all these moves. People love Luka. I get it. We had dudes that have Wade County say, "I'm coming to Cleveland." I mean, let's call a spade a spade. This is LeBron James. When you play with LeBron James, you're on TV every night. We've seen people play with Luka and be on NBA TV. You're playing with the face of the league. You cannot be the face of the league and not the face of your team. It will just be Luka's team this time next year, guaranteed. But as long as 23 is lacing him up and throwing I was going to say the Coke in
the
the
chalk.
air. Throwing the chalk in the air. It's LeBron James' team, without a doubt.
That's fair. That's fair. And I think we can agree on that just in regards to the here and now, but also 2 to 3 years from now, because I think that this contract extension was them locking up their next guy, as they should, because Luka Doncic is arguably a top 5, if not top 10 player in the NBA. And so he deserved to get paid, and he wanted to lock up his next home because he thought he would never leave Dallas, and things changed quickly overnight. And so now, guys, let's get to another all-star guard who recently got paid. And for those of you who are watching on YouTube, Instagram, and Twitch, you may have noticed a quick outfit change for me. I had to change my shirt because De'Aaron Fox of the San Antonio Spurs just got paid, as he should, as the Spurs agreed to a 4-year, $229 million max extension with De'Aaron Fox. And I had to change into my De'Aaron Fox shirt. I bought this shirt after he got traded because that's how big of a De'Aaron Fox fan I am. But simply put, he deserved to get paid. I'm happy for him getting paid. Whether or not he's a San Antonio Spur through the rest of this contract, that's a question mark because of now Dylan Harper being a San Antonio Spur. But I'm happy that De'Aaron was able to secure the bag. He's back in his home state, and it's well-deserved for De'Aaron. I'm happy for him. Kevin, as a fellow Sacramento King fan, I know that you and I are kind of on the opposite spectrum of how we view former Kings players. But what was your reaction to De'Aaron getting paid by San Antonio?
Surprising, to tell you the least. To pay him $57.8 million on his with a team with Dylan Harper, with a team with Stephon Castle. You have guys behind him, and for you to pay him this kind of money, could this hinder their development? Maybe. I was telling Ty before the show that this could be a deal used to go get a guy like Giannis, to go get another big-time guy because they have another contract to help match that, so they don't have to give up so much capital. De'Aaron Fox is a top 10 point guard, and he's 7 through 10. So there's a lot of things to like about De'Aaron Fox, a lot of things to dislike about De'Aaron Fox. We didn't get to really see this combination of him and Wemby flourish because they were both hurt and both shut down towards the end of the season. I think they only played probably 6-7 games together. So it's going to be nice to see. Everyone screamed from the rooftops that we wanted to see Wemby added with an all-star teammate. Now we got that teammate. This is a young team. They wanted to trust the process versus rushing the timeline. So I understand it from that perspective. But like Shaun said, I doubt he sees year 3 and 2 of this contract. So because now he'll be there for the next 5 years because he had 1 year deal left. So 1 year left. So when this contract hits, will he be on the team? Will Dylan Harper have an amazing rookie year? Will he kind of have a James Harden OKC kind of year where he's coming off the bench? And they got to kind of say, look, De'Aaron, we love you, but when we traded you, we didn't think we were the number 2 pick. So now that they have it, Stephon Castle gets a year to continue to develop. But like I said, is that going to stunt their development? We saw how good Stephon Castle was last year, Rookie of the Year, playing majority of the year without De'Aaron Fox. So now you're taking the ball out of his hand to put in De'Aaron. So what does this team look like? But we saw what De'Aaron Fox is we saw what he's like on the best team, on a best player on a playoff team. He's averaging 28 points a night. So clutch player of the year. He has all the accolades. So as a Kings fan, I'm happy to see it. But as a Spurs believer, I don't see him being a part of their future plans.
De'Aaron Fox gets paid. Jaevon, what was your reaction to that?
I was shocked, just like Shaun or Kevin was, because you got the number 2 pick in the draft from Dylan Harper, and I think Dylan Harper was a guy that I thought was going to be able to start and use De'Aaron Fox as a trade piece. But when they traded for him, Shaun was like, or Kevin was like, I know I did. They were going to get the number 2 pick. So I think it's a pretty massive thing for them. So yeah.
Yeah, I'm really happy.
Toddy.
Don't worry, Toddy. I just muted you. But yeah, I'm really happy for De'Aaron. And Toddy just dipped on out, so we will see the Podfather next week. And so, Kevin, now we're going to close things out with another one of our favorite segments, but also we're going to chat a little W.
I mean, we could wait for Toddy to do it next week, unless you want to do this 2 and I. Then I'm in. I'm in for whatever.
Let's close things out with this or that, and then we can save the W for next week.
Perfect. So we talked about him. Shaun has a Nick Clevered. What's his name?
Oh my gosh.
The new number 5. He has his shirt on. Nick Clevever. You should have came on it with it backwards. But now, hey, audio only listeners, he has a number 5 jersey.
The thing that's funny about it is I was gonna come on with it backwards, but I wanted it to be like a little bit of a reveal. Now I got my De'Aaron Fox shirt on. Yes.
Okay, perfect. So we are going to end it with a this or that De'Aaron Fox edition. Shaun, first name up, Jamal Murray.
Oh, De'Aaron Fox.
I don't know. As the number 2 option, give me Jamal Murray because Jamal Murray plays great alongside the Joker. Now, if they were both number 1 options, I'm taking De'Aaron Fox. But as both being number 2 options, I think I'm going to go Jamal Murray here. Next name up, your boy. You're going to be hard. This is tugging at the heart. Tyrese Halliburton.
Give me Tyrese Halliburton.
Give me Tyrese Halliburton, All NBA, All Star, one of the most clutch runs we've seen in a while. Next name, Darius Garland.
Ooh, that's tough. I'm going to go with De'Aaron Fox, though.
I'm going to go Darius Garland for the playmaking aspect. We know De'Aaron as a scorer, as a great clutch player, but Darius Garland is the key to that engine. We saw what he looks like in those 2 games when he was outburst the Pacers, and Ty Jerome looked like a normal guy. Ty Jerome all season looked like he was going to get a bag. In that playoff series, he lost all that money. So that just goes to show the impact Darius Garland has playing alongside a guy like Donovan Mitchell and Evan Mobley. Next name, Tyler Hero.
De'Aaron Fox.
I'm going to go De'Aaron Fox as well. I know Tyler Hero's coming off an all-star appearance, but you switch him out and have De'Aaron Fox play with Bam. I don't even think it's a question. Yeah. That Kentucky to Kentucky relationship, I don't even think it's a conversation. This one's going to be hard. Go ahead.
Before you say the next player, I just want to add regarding the Fox Adebayo combination that we saw with the Wildcats. Don't be surprised if we see that again in the NBA one day, because I don't know if De'Aaron will necessarily get traded from San Antonio to Miami unless it's a Fox for Hero trade, because Hero could fit better next to Harper. But I feel like they might find a way eventually.
Next name, Trae Young.
Ooh, it just got really cold in here.
I got to go Trae Young. We've seen Trae Young take it, the Atlanta Hawks to the ECF. You don't hear that. Like when you hear ECF, you think about the Joe Smith, the Joe Johnson days. For him to take him on that historic run and to run into Giannis, I mean, you got to go Trae Young.
Yeah, I got to go Trae Young simply for that point as well. I mean, when De'Aaron Fox was the number 1 guy in Sacramento, they lost in the first round. They may have lost in the first round because of a Steph Curry 50 ball that was generational, but they still lost in the first round versus Trae Young willed his team to the Eastern Conference Finals, and that's nothing to be scoffed at or forgotten.
I will tell you this, though. If De'Aaron Fox played in the East, he has a resume similar to Trae Young's, all-star-wise. I'm not saying team success-wise, but if you put him in the East, the West is just loaded. So it's really hard for him to get the all-star nods, all-NBA nods, because you're playing. Okay.
Well, I'm sorry. I just wanted to say hypothetically, if you put De'Aaron Fox on that same exact Atlanta Hawks team alongside Kevin Huerter, Clint Capella, the whole squad that they had that made it to that Eastern Conference Finals, does De'Aaron Fox lead that Hawks team to the Eastern Conference Finals in 2021?
No, not at all. I'm not saying De'Aaron Fox is better. I'm just saying the accolades would look a lot different if he played in the Eastern Conference. Playing in the West, it's hard to. He made 3rd-team All-NBA when it was best season of his career because him and Sabonis play in Sacramento. So playing in Sacramento, you have this narrative around you where it's just hard to get that spotlight. Yeah. Last name, LaMelo Ball.
Ooh, that's tough.
It's hard because you see the potential of LaMelo Ball. They both have the one All-Star nod, but when LaMelo was an All-Star, he was running the show. De'Aaron Fox had the opportunity to run the show, but once Sabonis came, it really kind of took his game to the next level. So now you look at it is LaMelo a one-hit wonder, or is De'Aaron Fox only good when the culture and the team is right? So with that being said, I think I'm going LaMelo Ball. I get it. He's injured, but he single-handedly took a team to the play-in.
Yeah.
Before Sabonis was just De'Aaron Fox, we weren't going into the play-in.
You read my mind regarding LaMelo's potential because I'm going to go with De'Aaron Fox because of what we have already seen. But I understand the LaMelo potential. And when the offseason started and LaMelo's name started getting thrown in trade rumors, and I think, was it Lonzo who said that LaMelo was going to get traded to the Clippers? And so, like, when we think about LaMelo anywhere else but Charlotte, it's kind of scary hours. But that's all potential. That's all hypothetical. And also, if I just think about the year that each of them have coming ahead of them, De'Aaron next to Wemby has a lot higher ceiling. Just as De'Aaron as an individual, he has a lot higher ceiling than LaMelo does, and that's just because of the situation that LaMelo's in. But if we have the same discussion 5 years from now, it could easily go the other way.
I agree. So that is going to do it for this or that De'Aaron Fox edition.
And with that, unless you have any final thoughts, Kevin, that's going to do it for episode number 154 of Stats Over Politics. You guys know the deal. Make sure to give us a like on YouTube. Helps us a lot. And if you enjoyed the podcast, hit subscribe to get notifications when we go live. You can follow us on Instagram and TikTok at Stats Over Politics and on X at Stats or Politics. See all the great content Kevin's putting out there. And make sure to subscribe, rate, and review on all podcast platforms. And if you're enjoying the show, give us those 5 stars. We'd really appreciate it. As you guys have been tuned in to episode 154 of Stats Over Politics, for my guys, Jaevon Toddy, Kevin Dent, Kaz Johnson, Alex Dent, and Gary Singh, I've been your host, Shaun Holko, with my last show going live from Sonora, California. I've appreciated this small town, and thank you to those of you from Tuolumne County who may have been tuning into the show. I was able to get a mention of Stats Over Politics in my signature at the end of my articles at the Union Democrat in the last couple months I was here. So hopefully that increased our viewership. Hopefully we've had some viewers that are going to continue to follow us going forward as I go home to Sacramento now. But thank you all for tuning in. I appreciate it. And we will see you next week on another episode of Stats Over Politics.
Peace.